I'm guessing that nobody in the room knows this guy, but maybe there is. Anybody? Vin Lananna, one of the best distance coaches in the world. In 2001, we went down to University of Stanford. He was the head coach down there. And we wanted to talk to his distance runners and him about what they were seeing as the latest trends. We came down with track spikes. And we said, hey, we want you to work with these track spikes. They tried them out. That part of the meeting was really kind of uneventful. But the coolest part of the meeting was they took the track spikes off at the end of the workout and they went to the middle of the grass field and they did striders in their bare feet. Now as designers, we love seeing activities like this. We had never seen this before. This was the most amazing thing. What are you having them do? And Vin's like, listen, I don't have any scientific proof whatsoever, but here's what I think. Whenever I put my athletes on the field, on the grass, running barefoot, look at their foot. Their running stride is a little bit different. They splay their toes more, they grip the ground. They're working all of the small intrinsic muscles in your body more efficiently.
È cominciata così la storia di Nike Free, la più celebre scarpa da running mai prodotta da Nike, con un viaggio all'Università di Stanford nel 2001 e con l'incontro tra un gruppo di designer Nike e la squadra di atletica di coach Vin Lananna. I suoi atleti si allenavano a piedi nudi sull'erba del campo di golf dell'università. Nel 2014 Nike Free compie 10 anni. Più che una celebrazione è il coronamento di un traguardo, la certezza di aver cambiato per sempre il mondo del running, nel segno di una corsa più naturale che oggi viene seguita da tutti i brand sportivi, nel segno della filosofia del fondatore di Nike, coach Bill Bowerman, il quale affermava dipende solo dai piedi e non dalle scarpe.
A traditional shoe, you'll start to see these peak pressures come up in the first metatarsal heads and in the calcaneus and heel. But in barefoot, you're distributing that load a lot more. So there's less shock attenuation, less spiking going through your entire body. It's a more comfortable experience in a lot of ways. So that became the goal. Can we replicate shoes to have a pressure map data that is similar to this? And that's what came out in 2004. So, amazing shoe for us. It actually took a little time to get traction. And this is what I love about Nike is we'll be maybe ahead of a trend and we'll lead in something like this. 10 years later, flash forward, it's our most popular shoe that we have. So, we stuck with it, we believed in it, we believed in natural motion. You look at the shoes that came out during this time period, completely different, right? They're all stitched overlays. There's lots of white shoes with silver overlays and blue details. Like every shoe was like that from every competitor, including us. And so this was a real revolution at the time. You start to see that segmented outsole that sort of comes through there. You get a little bit of rubber in the heel for that impact, but other than that, you've got this unit sole that is very soft and comfortable and flexible. And that's what we heard from all the runners that we did this on. It's so comfortable. It's the most comfortable shoe I've ever had. So here's sort of a typical foot, and if you were to ask the average person, they would say running is a linear motion. You hit in the heel and you go right off your toe, right? Very different from basketball where you're going side to side. It's different from tennis, you're going side to side. Those are lateral movements. Running's a linear motion, it's a straight line. The truth is, if you look at, this is a forefoot striker, so this woman is running on her toes. He's hitting with his heels, and she is hitting with her forefoot, midfoot rather. So if you were to kind of look at that, this is a typical heel strike pressure pattern as it starts to roll through the gait. So you hit right in your heel, you start to slowly roll through and then toe off. So it's not a straight line. And when you're a midfoot striker, you're actually hitting kind of flat here on the midfoot and then toeing off. And if you're a forefoot striker, you're hitting almost all the way up here and then toeing off. So like Mo Farah is one of our most famous forefoot strikers. He's way up on his toes and he is rolling, moving fast. That's his style. Every style is different. Every human being is different, right? So when we start looking at this, you start realizing, ooh, maybe we're not optimizing what we need with our outsoles. We can go further. We can make this better. Okay, so that's the linear motion. You start to see some of the other motions that you get, with that forefoot and that midfoot strike. And you realize that the square is probably not the optimal geometry for Nike Free. And so we make a pretty bold move and we make a switch to more of a hexagon shape, right? This works and moves more fluently, more efficiently with your body. And that's where we are today. So I've passed around those two other midsoles, right? So that first one was pretty flat, the second one flexed and moved, but really only in two different directions. This flexes and moves in every direction. So this gives you a much more, we call it omnidirectional. Your body's still in control, you're moving, you're in control of this platform, it will move with your body. So your individual signature, your individual footprint. Okay, so during the sketching process, we had a really amazing design team that's able to jump in and work on these products. So they start sketching, they take that pressure map data, and they start coming up with, you know, some of these new, more hexagon shapes, and pulling that laser information into the outsole. And so you can see sort of that evolution. This is where we are today. And this is the 5.0. So this is the shoe that launched just a few weeks ago. Free 5.0, one of the most famous shoes from Nike running right now.